Alright, so this video is pretty much a follow-up video to the one I posted yesterday when I was talking about, all the palette knives that I got. Why is there a strap? I wasn't sure what the difference was between a palette knife and a palette spatula. I decided finally to look it up online. Everyone knows that the internet is always correct. It's never wrong. It's completely infallible, so you can trust everything that you read on the internet. So I asked what the difference was between a palette knife and a spatula. Because you know what? I'm tired of sounding like a dope when I'm talking to my art friends and I don't know what I'm talking about because I've seen both words. I just spit. That's nasty. I've seen both words at Art Supply Warehouse. They use palette knives and spatulas. I'm like, what's the difference? I don't know what it is. Okay? No one taught me. The internet did not like the term spatula. It kept on redirecting me towards the difference between a painting knife and a palette knife. I'm like, okay, well fine, what's the difference between those? Basically, and there isn't much difference. If you look up palette knife, you'll probably find a picture of this. It's blunt, well, they're both blunt, but this is blunt and it has a rounded edge. Mine is pretty painty because I like to use this. Then they said what a painting knife was. It's like a palette knife except it has angular edges. So pretty much all of these are considered painting knives because they have these sharp pointed edges. You see that? And sharp is relative. They're not actually used for cutting, but and they're not, I mean, they're pretty blunt. I'm fine. You can see my phone's reflection in it. Anyway, the sharp angular edges is what makes a palette knife a painting knife. But that begs the question, what are these? These aren't as sharp, and then, I mean, this has got to be a palette knife, right? Because it's no angular edges on this thing. Oh, another thing that they said with palette knives and painting knives, they have this, it dips down like that, so that when you're spreading the paint, your knuckles don't go into the wet paint. You have this space above the wet canvas and your fingers, and you can still apply the paint. So that didn't really answer my question though about what a spatula is. I'm like, okay, I've seen this word at the art store, and I'm thinking it's like, painting spatula just a slang term that we just use for the heck of it? And if it is, why are stores using it? Because if a store is using that word, I think that word is now legit. But can I just point out that I tried to educate myself on this issue so I don't sound like a complete idiot when I'm talking to my art friends. I sound like an idiot in general, and I thought that this would help, but it almost confused me more. I still don't know what a spatula is, but I do know the difference between a palette knife and a painting knife. Anyway, so that's what I found out online. Take it for what you will. I did my best to learn something new, and yeah, whatever. I still literally don't know what a painting spatula is. I couldn't tell you. Good luck.